Welcome to the G.N.A podcast, Games, Nerds, and Alcohol, where Damok gets his Jameson stolen by Selkie.
Yeah, you know that was bound to happen, but she's pouring it little shot glasses at a time, and I'm drinking it straight from the bottle.
Way to be. Man, you know how long it's been since I've had some Jameson? It's been a while. God, I can kick back some Jameson.
Dude, I haven't had it in forever, and I was like, you know what would really go good with this beer? Some Jameson.
I haven't had Jameson since your brother's second bachelor party.
The night of my brother's wedding, I actually have a picture of my mom drinking straight out of the bottle because we all poured shots. And my mom walks out. She's like, all right, what are we doing? And we're like, we're doing Jameson. She's like, all right, where's mine? And we all look and there wasn't another shot glass. And we're like, she's like, it's all right. Pulls the cap right off, just starts chugging. I'm like, that's my mom.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, gentlemen, how are y'all feeling tonight?
I'm feeling a little left out, but then again, I don't need any introduction, do I?
No, everybody knows you're here. They can hear you. How you doing, Zyber?
I'm doing all right, man. How about you, brother?
Dude, you know, if I were any better, it'd be illegal.
That would mean you get that thing out of your throat that's bugging you.
God damn, I don't know what the hell it is in the back of my throat. It's just like you ever get something just caught back there and then you gulp and you feel it just go down yourself because you're like, oh, good. Well, take that feeling of it being stuck there and it not going away.
You have one of those tonsil boogers?
I think I do. I think I must have one of those tonsil boogers. Because I'm looking back there and I see like this little white spot on the back of the back sides there.
Oh, yeah. That's lovely stuff right there. It's going to smell like poo-poo.
Oh, great. How the hell do I get it out?
Dude. You just kind of, as gross as it is over and over and over again.
Really?
I usually use a water pick.
Ooh, I didn't think about my water pick. What setting, though? Because I don't want to tank that thing too high.
Low. Yeah, I was going to
say, I have mine turned up to like 6.5, 7. I don't want to throw that thing back there and end up like, poking a hole in my esophagus and then I'm breathing through my nose or something.
Well, it's a surefire way to get rid of that gag reflex.
Yeah.
True fucking story, dude. You just started a little low and then you crank it up to max and just right down your throat. You'd be all right.
There we go. All right. Water pick after this. Got it. And you heard of Damok's here with us. How you feeling, Damok?
Yeah, dude, I'm still fucking alive, so I'm getting a little sad, but I'm still alive, so.
Getting a little sad? Why sad?
Yeah, dude, like, come on. How the fuck? We've been in goddamn lockdown and quarantine for, what, almost a fucking full year now. Almost. And why are our COVID cases on the rise, man? When the fuck are we going to be able to sit down and drink a goddamn beer together?
I'm saying, like, even if it's into next year and shit's still the way it is, I'm still planning on riding the bike down there to visit. So,
how about this? We'll figure out a time. We'll get those like radiation bunny suit things. All right. And we'll just have like a little gap where we can put it in. And like in that gap, it's just got like a whole bunch of disinfectant.
Dude, that sounds very perverse and I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not going to wear anything underneath it. We're going to be naked underneath those suits. It's just,
just a little gap to put it in.
Exactly.
I might have suits. I just don't know if they'll fit everyone because most of them are medium, but some of them are large. But when I was getting out of the army, they were kind of throwing a bunch of shit away, and I may or may not have ended up with a whole bunch of tough boxes for CBRN suits. So, and I got, full on M68 or M98 gas masks, whatever the fuck they are. We could be good to go. You only breathe your own air and nothing will penetrate those chemical suits. They're made for walking in nuclear radiation. So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it can survive COVID, right?
I fucking hope so. We need to hang out already.
Yeah, it's been
3 weeks.
3 weeks. What happens in 3 weeks?
That song. It's been 3 weeks since I last talked to you or whatever.
Oh, it's been 1 week since I looked at you. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
1 week, man. That's 3.
This lockdown's definitely getting old. But I am saving a ton of money by not going out to eat.
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm saving so much money on gas, and I'm not Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm saving so much money and I'm spending it in stupider fucking ways.
So you got that second VR headset yet?
Yo, dude, that's for the kids. Like, next thing on the,
There's Cecil almost giving it away.
Right, there might be 2 Valve indexes. I don't know, man.
Well, yeah, you got to have matching side by side. 2-player games, man. 2-player games.
Right, I figure we need a couple headsets so that everybody can just get lost in the reality that isn't quite real. But maybe we can pretend it's real enough, because I do believe Beat Saber is multiplayer now.
Yeah, great. We're gonna go over to Damok.
Beat Saber 2. Yeah, I think Beat Saber 2 is 2-player.
Yeah, we're gonna go over to Damok's house, and it's gonna be like Lawnmower Man. He's gonna have like the next door neighbor who's been mowing his lawn for like 4 years, who doesn't can't add 2 and 2 together. All of a sudden, he starts controlling machines and killing people, all because Damok got friggin' VR headsets.
Whoa! He needs a monkey too. So,
well, we all need a monkey. I mean, like a monkey's a given.
Like, who the fuck doesn't need a monkey at this point in time?
Yeah, preferably one that can't contract COVID. Please.
Oh, man. We should get Aaron on the show so we can tell his damn baboon and monkey stories from when he did his quote-unquote contractor work in the Middle East.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. No. I don't want to hear about the lipstick prostitute chimpanzee again.
Oh no, dude! He's got great stories, and the end of the story is just do not buy a monkey because they are fucking crazy.
Yeah, I get Aaron on here with that gravelly voice of his. I'll be sitting here trying to figure out how to turn down his bass, not up.
He is a manly man, and taking a chainsaw to the knee, and he keeps walking, stitches himself up.
Well, we gotta get into some segments here, like what's everybody drinking? I'm super lame because I have to go get my daughter, so I am drinking absolutely nothing. I don't even have a soda out tonight. But Damok, I saw you holding up 2 different bottles. What are you drinking, man?
I'm drinking the regular Jameson, of course, and then I'm drinking Yinling Black and Tan. It's a porter and premium beer. I don't know. I like Yinling a lot, and then they had a Black and Tan, and I was like, fuck it, let me grab it because it's cheap enough to buy. I really like Black and Tan. It's not a stout, right? It's a porter, so it's still thicker than a lager. Overall, really enjoyable, but I was drinking it and I was going, this would really go good with some Jameson. So the girlfriend picked up a bottle of Jameson.
That sounds amazing. And yeah, Black and Tans are typically, I think they are Guinness and Harp, because Harp is their lager.
Correct.
And you pour Harp in the glass, and then you use a little spoon thing to make it go across the outside of the glass. And then you pour the Guinness on that, and the Guinness floats on top of the Harp, and then you drink the beer like that.
Yes, you float the heavier beer on top of the other beer.
Actually, Guinness is lighter than Harp.
Or yes, that's what I mean. You float the lighter on the heavier.
Yeah. Which is actually funny because everybody always goes, oh man, Guinness is so heavy and thick. It's like eating a 4-course meal. No, it's actually lighter than most of your other beers.
The only thing heavy about Guinness is the head.
Yeah, I drink a lot of Guinness, but I only drink it from a tap. I'm kind of weird about drinking out of the can or bottle. Doesn't quite taste the same. And I've been to Ireland, and I drank it straight in Ireland, and nothing will ever be the fucking same. But still, it is what it is. Drinking it out of tap, everybody does say, oh, this is a thick. They just see it as a black beer. And they're like, oh, the beer is black. And that's just, it's very watery, honestly. I like it. It's got great flavor to it, but it's very watery, and I can drink quite a few Guinness glasses.
Guinness is so mild. Like, compared to so many other beers, compared to a whole other stouts, Guinness is so mild. It's an easy drinking beer.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And so that's why I started drinking Yinling, because I know it's not a craft beer.
No,
but
it's good though.
It is. Yinling was good, and the Black and Tan, it's cheaper than trying to buy a 6-pack of Guinness, and it tastes better than bottled Guinness. So.
Oh yeah. The bottled Guinness without the widget is, it's rough. But the Guinness with the little nitrogen widget in it looks pretty good. Those look like chicken wings.
Oh, they are Hooters Daytona chicken wings.
Ooh.
Naked.
Nice.
Naked Hooters. Gotta love them.
I'm not going to say no to naked Hooters. Like,
Right?
never. I don't think I will ever say no to naked Hooters.
True fucking story. But, Zyber, what are you drinking, big guy?
I am drinking apple cider because after this, I have to figure out what I'm going to eat. I don't have any naked Hooters, so yeah, I got to figure something out and then go to work. So
Yeah,
apple cider.
Yeah, this work stuff sucks. I actually have to go back to work at 10. I'm dialing in to do a bunch of work, but I got to go back to work at 10. I already told you what I'm drinking.
God.
I'm lame. I got nothing. I might actually step up here if I hear some long story start. I might jump up and grab a soda or something.
Well, there you go. I can start long stories. Just give me a topic and I'll talk a bunch of shit, man.
AMD versus NVIDIA. Go.
That depends on what you want to know about.
I literally saw him about to shove something in his face. I'm like, AMD, NVIDIA, go. Because I knew it was like as soon as it gets into his head, he's just going to be like, really?
All right, how about AMD versus NVIDIA versus Intel?
So Intel's graphics cards,
that's like 10 episodes ago.
Intel graphics cards aren't on the market yet, and we're still waiting to see. They're going to be early 2021, but from the benchmarks that they have absolutely said about them, they are not going to be in direct competition of the higher end cards, but they are going to be in competition of the entry level type cards. So you're thinking the $300 to $400 graphics cards range, right? Which is honestly, we all buy better graphics cards because we're enthusiasts. Everybody kind of in the Discord wants to buy a better graphics card, but some of them aren't quite enthusiasts. So we're a pretty open group across the board, right? So anybody can join in and have a lot of fun no matter what you do. And you can get great advice because between me and Co, especially, we will just tell you which one's better. Co will prefer NVIDIA with Intel processors. I'm not an AMD fanboy, but I'm becoming one more and more and more. So really looking forward to seeing it. But as far as AMD versus NVIDIA versus Intel, we don't know what Intel's bringing to the table exactly yet. We do know that AMD kind of just pulled down NVIDIA's pants and spanked them for a little bit. And that's why you are now seeing the fastest TI cards to ever come out, period. And fuck, I miss my back scratchers so much. I gotta buy one.
Dude, this thing is so amazing. Like, seriously. There's like this one spot on my... So, okay, weird story. When I was, I don't know, it's probably 8 or 9, I was climbing up on my roof, and I fell. Well, when I fell, I reached out to go grab the roof as I was falling. Well, as I did, it kind of yanked my arm around. I still ended up landing on the ground. I mean, it was only 30 feet, so it's not like it was really, really high, but I still landed on the ground. And when I landed, it tweaked my back up a little bit. Didn't think anything of it. Well, years and years and years and years and years later, you can pretty much take this entire shoulder from about mid-shoulder down to about a quarter or third away down my back. And like that whole quadrant right there is completely numb. Like you can sit there and stab it with a knife. I'd never know it was happening. Well, the problem is right on the edge of that numbness, because it's not like it's just one spot always numb. It kind of pulses and it goes in and out where it's a bigger spot, then a smaller spot, then a bigger spot, then a smaller spot. Well, as it does that, as it kind of grows and shrinks, the edge, just on the edge of it, really itches like crazy.
Yeah, there's a couple spots on my back from being fucked up in the army, and you're like, I can't feel most of it, but that one spot that itches is in that spot that no matter how I try and angle my hand, I just can't fucking get it.
The rattlesnake spot.
Yeah, I have something similar. It's like fucking random, well, not so much random, but popcorny spots on my back from shingles. Like there's numb and then there's feeling and then there's numb. It's like this weird minefield of like feeling to numbness.
God, it sucks getting old.
Yeah.
Agreed.
If I can figure out how to drink the blood of the innocent and rejuvenate a little bit, I'd be a lot happier of a person.
Or you'd be Patrick Stewart.
dear God, that man has not aged until last year, and he was doing that the new Star Trek show. He has aged badly in that show, but until then, he's been amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah. The dude has been like at 45 for I don't know the past 6 decades.
Yeah, and then COVID hit, so he lost his supply of innocence.
Yeah, he couldn't get out.
Drain.
He couldn't get out. Yeah. Actually, you know what? That's actually a really great story if you think about it. Like, if we were going to do a Vampire the Masquerade thing, have them go out during COVID. Well, nobody's out, so how the hell are they going to feed? And then you got people breaking into houses.
Oh, that's not a problem,
right?
Dude. You just come to the United States and, we're so anti-mask.
Go to Florida.
Actually, Florida's doing pretty good. Like, we were just down in Florida, and it's like, people are... Okay, I don't want to say people are smart, but people have a little bit more common sense. Like, you go into some place and you don't actually see somebody not wearing a mask. Not like where we went to the store yesterday and we saw like 4 different people who either weren't wearing a mask or they had it around their lower lip. So if they did anything, it would just literally drop down.
Yeah, I'm talking about College Town, Florida. Like how they're having that issue with all the college parties and everything, and
there are pockets.
Nobody wearing masks.
Yeah, there are pockets down there, but you just stay away from those pockets. And yeah, it's the college towns. But
dude,
everywhere else it's fine. Like literally, it's almost like people went, if we don't wear masks, we're gonna get sick. So, geez, we should wear masks. And everybody just said, yeah, you know what, you're right.
I got a little craziness. Remember that, like, I think Angel did it and True Blood did it. How like there was this certain virus in humans that could kill vampires if they drank from them. Maybe that's what COVID is, huh?
That B positive blood or that B positive virus. Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember that in Angel. I didn't
never
watch
watched
True
Angel.
Blood. I didn't watch True Blood.
So, funny story about True Blood. I've watched True Blood from start to finish, except I watched it when I was in Iraq. So I got and I'm sorry, it is kind of racist, I got the Haji versions of it, right? So I was like, okay, everybody's been
Johnny Quest, everybody, Johnny Quest.
Right. And it was like everybody was ranting and raving about there's so much sex and nudity and craziness. Well, in the Iraqi versions or the Middle Eastern versions, they cut a lot of that out, and I had no idea at all whatsoever. So it wasn't until like season 3 that I even saw Suki's tits, and I was like, damn, man, I've been waiting so fucking long to see those. This is ridiculous. I get back to the States, I get a couple episodes from a buddy off of his legitimate DVD. There was sex and craziness to fucking begin with. And I was like, no wonder none of these plot lines made any goddamn sense to me. The sex is actually the story in True Blood.
Yeah, that's like watching it's like watching a romance movie without any sex.
Or like, not getting the point in Californication of punching and fucking.
Dear God, if I saw Californication without nudity, yeah, dude, that movie, that entire show is ruined because Californication requires it. Same with Entourage. Entourage is a good show on its own, but it absolutely needs those parts to really come across.
There were some parts of The Sopranos where they actually used sex as a good plot device, especially with the what was the lead guy's name? Shit. I remember every time he got frustrated, it was either at his wife or at some situation, he'd go and bang the hooker.
Right, it's Tony Soprano, but I don't
know
that was
Tony.
His actual name.
No, it was Tony. I couldn't
remember the remember is he passed away like 2 or 3 years ago.
He's dead?
Did he really?
Yeah, he's
bullshit. He's dead?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Emperor Google, tell me when he died.
That's just, wow, I did not realize that.
Yeah, holy crap. He died a while ago. He died June 19th, 2013 in Rome, Italy.
Oh, shit. 2013. I thought it was like 2 or 3 years ago.
No, it was 2013. I didn't even know the dude died.
I had no idea he died, but I'm not going to knock Zyber for thinking it was 2 or 3 years ago. Like, COVID has made it seem like it's 10 years since I've seen anybody.
I know, dude, like, it's literally feels like forever.
I saw this show where the guy that plays Big Pussy on The Sopranos, he did a eulogy kind of roast on him or some shit like that.
Yeah, man, that's wild. And we lost Sean Connery. God damn it.
Yep.
And
You know
Trebek.
what? Well, we lost Trebek. We knew we were going to lose Trebek. We knew months ago we were going to lose him.
But
Still
Betty
sad.
White couldn't hold out. She needed more souls. It's COVID and all.
Yeah. Yeah, she's still sitting on top of a mountain somewhere saying there can be only one.
We lost Trebek. We lost Connery. Oh, man.
We've lost a bunch of people this year.
I mean,
very
she
true.
still hasn't claimed Perry, though.
Perry. Perry
Perry
Mason?
the guitarist. Tyler Perry.
Oh, Tyler Perry. Yeah, sorry. All right, who have we actually lost in 2020? Oh yeah, first person on the big picture, Sean Connery. Yeah, that's the most important one. Oh, Kobe Bryant died, didn't he?
Yeah,
last
Kobe
year?
died in the helicopter crash, right?
Yeah, with his daughter.
Yep, Bryant, January 26th. God damn. Yeah.
Wait,
he's
how
gone.
did Connery pass? I saw everything about that. Oh my God, we lost Connery. We lost.
He passed in his sleep.
Yeah,
of what though? Like, it was just natural causes. He was.
Yeah, he's been ill for like a year or two, and just
dude, the Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, or
Oh,
Boseman,
we
or
did
whatever his
lose.
name is.
We did lose Black Panther. I remember that. The biggest one that's going to affect me that I know about is Connery died the same day that Selkie's dad died. And it was just, bam, we got Selkie's news early in the morning, and then literally an hour later, it was like Connery's news. And I was like, fuck, man.
Oh man, I didn't even know this kid died. I mean, I know this kid because I remember seeing him. But you remember the kid that was on MasterChef Junior, Ben Watkins?
The name rings a bell.
9.
Yeah, he really did well. I was rooting for him for a while. He died. He was only 14 years old. Holy shit.
Like fame induced.
No, he died of cancer, actually.
Oh, okay.
He's actually been battling cancer for 2 years, which I think I knew that he had cancer, but maybe I didn't know. Alex Trebek,
Wasn't
of
sure
course.
if it was one of those instant fame things to like young stars.
I don't even care about that one. That's an Instagram star. Well, go away. Eddie Hassel. Who's Eddie Hassel?
That chick from American Idol died also. I think it was like
Nikki
season 2 or
McKibben?
3 winner. She kicked it.
Nikki
Huh?
McKibben. Nikki McKibben, I think. Nikki something.
Yeah.
Eddie Hassel. Why do I know that name but not recognize that face?
Leave It to Beaver.
Was that Eddie Hassel? No, Leave It to Beaver was the 70s, dude. This dude was 30 years old.
Well, that was a character's name. The neighbor, Beave's brother's friend, Eddie Haskell.
He was in Surface and Devious Mind. Or Devious Maids. Sorry, I thought I said Minds. Devious Maids? Is that a porno?
Yeah, Googling that now.
Oh, I guess I have to. Yeah, and Sean Connery. Let's see if it says what he died of. Oh, so he died in October at age 90 following a long illness. That's the only thing they're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at 90, Jesus. Don't even know who this is. She's an American.
Betty White is sitting on her ivory throne, glowing from all the souls she's absorbed.
Yeah, tell me about it. James Redford. That doesn't sound familiar. I don't know them.
Don't even bother with Devious Maids, man. It's like PG. It's TV PG. It's not even 13.
Holy crap, Whitey Ford died?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. There's a lot more
It's been
people
a
who...
rough year, man.
Yeah, dude, there's been a lot more people died in 2020, like celebs, than I thought. Johnny Nash died. Oh, fuck. Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
Van Halen. What was the, fuck. Not Nine Inch Nails. I'm gonna fuck this all up. Goddamn Rockstar, not Van Halen. All over the radio. God damn it, I'm gonna screw it all up. I cannot think of the actual
Neil
name.
Peart.
There you go, Neil Peart.
Peart. Oh, God, Rush. Yeah, you're right. Jesus Christ, 2020 sucks. But you know what, though? The Afterlife has got a pretty kick-ass band started in 2020. You got
Yeah,
Van
they got a
Halen, Neil
super
Peart.
group, dude.
You got a pretty
Only
kick-ass
if you
band
go to
going.
hell.
You got amazing guitarist, amazing person on drums.
Dude, Neil Peart was friggin' like to watch that dude drum. No, I'll start talking about him for the next 3 hours.
Let's just go like this. That thing that he said back in the day, if your kit is under 23 pieces, you're not a drummer.
Yeah. The Road Warrior Animal died from WWE. Oh, Ginsburg died. There's somebody else who died in 2020. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, dude. It has been a rough year.
God, this just these. I'm not even reading all of them. I'm scrolling through as many of these as I can. But Jesus Christ, there's been a lot of people who have croaked in 2020. Oh, the co-creator of friggin' Scooby-Doo died? Joe Ruby.
Yeah, didn't somebody else that was, that did something with one of the kid shows die recently as well?
Oh, no, I'm looking. Ben Cross died? Jesus Christ. I'm going to scroll here and find somebody like, I don't know, somebody that I didn't know. Actually, shit, there's been so many that I didn't know. Regis Philbin died? When the hell did he die?
I don't know if it was this year or not. I thought he died.
Oh, no, it says July 24th.
Jesus, that I did not know.
Gee, like 2020 has just been like fucking forever, it feels like. Who's this? She looks familiar. Phyllis Somerville.
There's another big loss for music, right? It's not just Neil Peart. What was the other big loss? They were a big band, and I can't think of it in my head at all. Like, I know them. I used to listen to all their stuff, and then they got like really played on the radio like crazy when he died.
Well, I don't know who that is, but Grant Imahara died also from Mythbusters.
Yep. And that lady from Mythbusters. I'm not sure if that was 2019 or like 2020.
What lady?
The one that did the speed
redhead?
car thing in the desert and it crashed into the mountain. I can't remember her name.
What the fuck? Charlize Daniels died? What the fuck?
Yeah, welcome to 2020, man. I'm signing a fucking known contract before we go into 2021.
Dude.
Now, I know that she wasn't a famous actress or anything else, but I mean, we lost Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Carl Reiner died. I did remember him dying. That was 2020, but God, that feels like it was just forever ago. That feels like it was last year. Holy crap, this list is stupid long.
Oh, Jack Sherman, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ian Holm from he was in Lord of the Rings. He's actually in a shit ton of stuff.
I know the name I'm trying to picture.
Here, hold on. I got an idea. That guy.
Okay, I know that guy.
Ian Holm. I don't know Gene Kennedy Smith.
Yeah, dude, 2020 has been a year of shit, bro. Like, let's see. We started off with a couple of deaths, and we were like, oh, that kind of sucks. And then, by March, we were all sitting in lockdown going, well, this fucking sucks, but whatever. It's only going to be 3 months, and we'll be out of this bull.
Holy shit. Brian Howe from Bad Company.
Dude, Richard Hurd died. He was he was in Star Trek. And what else was he in? He was in Seinfeld. God. Thank God that's the end of the list. I mean, there was more people. I just didn't read them, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that list, it gets really bad.
That's just depressing.
Mark
how do you follow
Stone
that?
from Van Halen also passed away.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Van Halen passing away, there was they did a tribute thing with David Lee Roth came back and they sang Panama. That man should not be behind a microphone. Not anymore. He should just whatever money he has, be happy with it.
You know, we went and saw Puddle of Mud because, you know, it's one of Selkie's favorite bands, and who doesn't like Puddle of Mud, honestly? I really enjoy them. So we went to see them locally, right, at the Hard Rock Cafe. Oh, boy, we bought those backstage passes so that we can get our picture taken with the only original member left, and it was rough. It was rough. But it was good. I mean, I drank a lot of Jaeger, so I was just screaming to have a great time. But, yeah, not apparently the people around me were not having as good of a time because I scream in ears when I drink a lot of Jaeger.
I mean, it's like going to see Alice in Chains without Lane Stanley. I mean,
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I forgot his name. STP lead singer, also Velvet Revolver.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Fucking
Why am I forgetting his name?
Scott Weiland.
Scott Weiland. Thank you.
So fuck all this death stuff because 2020 has already been a depressing year. We haven't been able to hang out and drink beers. We have not been able to do all the wonderful things that we want to. And all these wonderful people that have touched all of our lives in some way or another have unfortunately passed on.
And touched some of our butts.
And, well, I mean, I'd let like 65% of that list touch my butt without any issue, man. Like, being honest. But we have wonderful things coming out in 2020. Like, the end of the year is closing on. We have a PlayStation 5. We have an Xbox Series S and X. We have the new AMD graphics cards. We have the new NVIDIA graphics cards, whichever one you're excited for.
Does anybody you know actually get a new Xbox? Have you guys talked to anybody who's gotten a new Xbox?
A few people on the Twitterverse that I converse with on a regular basis have gotten their Xbox Series fireplace. One of them had a smoke issue. The others seem to be fine.
So the biggest thing that I'm hearing from people who have the new Xbox X is that it is super fast. Like they were unexpectedly fast. Like even firing up, turning on, they said just loading up super, super fast. They didn't expect it. They had some complaints about
the game transition.
Well, they
like
had
instant.
Yeah, they had some complaints about some games didn't have the instant resume feature. But then they said, but literally on that same breath, they're like, but they load so fast that I don't care.
That was something that was very interesting because if you've been paying attention over the last 5+ years, Sony has patented that instant resume in so many different ways, but it's absent from the PlayStation 5, which was really, really shocking for a lot of people that Xbox had it, but PlayStation didn't. But I am hearing a lot of the Xbox boots faster, it loads faster, everybody's having a good time. And if we truly look at it, I think everybody, honestly, that I've legitimately talked to that's been purchasing has bought both at this point. People are saving money teleworking half the damn time, and now they have both consoles. The PlayStation was much, much harder to get a hold of, and Xbox is still on shelves in Target and Walmart and all of that, even though it's being sold at a great rate. We won't know until at least next month or the month after what their first month sales are.
Yeah, but I'm hearing good things. Like I don't know of anybody who's gotten a PlayStation 5 yet, but the people that I've talked to that have an Xbox, they're impressed with the speed, and that's actually a really good sign to me because that was one of the frustrating things about the last gen. I mean, they weren't as bad as like the PlayStation Tech Mode Deception loading times, because anything that's really bad, like anytime somebody says, oh man, the loading time on this sucks, I'd be like, dude, go back and play Tech Mode Deception on the original PlayStation. You want to talk about sucky loading times? You can get up, make a sandwich, eat it, take a nap, wake up, bang your girlfriend, sit back down, and your next level still hasn't loaded.
That's awful.
True story.
Dude, like and I love the game. Like I absolutely love Tech Mode's Deception. It was a fun concept. The ones that I did afterwards, I thought were a little, I mean, they were fun, but I just thought they were a little less because the first one, you had that first person shooter or the first person aspect. And it was just so much fun leading people around, having traps drop on them. It was really an entertaining game. But man, like you start up the loading screen. As soon as you see that thing flash and it say loading, like, it was not a time to not have like a phone or something that you could just sit there and play on for the next 20 minutes while it loads. Dude, you could rub one out, wait, recharge, and rub another one out before it would load.
Oh, fuck that, dude. If I can rub one out, recharge, and rub another one out before the game loads, I'm going to get pissed.
Exactly. I beat that game simply out of sheer like stubbornness to be like, I'm going to fucking beat this game.
Yeah,
Fuck
you wouldn't
that.
waste a Cialis on those load times.
Yeah.
You would
Jesus.
need the Cialis for the load times, man. You got to last as long as you fucking can. As dear God, you're going to get the one.
Right? Yeah, it was brutal. That's why, like, I can't remember, God, I can't even remember what game they were playing, but a friend of mine's kid was playing a game and they're like, oh man, I gotta wait for this to load. And it was like literally a 5-second loading screen. Like it popped up, gave you a little like tooltip or whatever, and then you press X and you're done. Like that's it. Like, oh God, this takes forever to load. I'm just sitting there going, oh kid, you don't even know.
No, not at all, man. It's loading times now are a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Honestly.
On the contrary, I was just playing Panzer Dragoon, the one that came out for the Switch, and they transferred over the long load times.
Well, okay.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so let's rephrase that. Modern games, they've pretty much gotten rid of load times. Because they really have. I mean, you take a look at things like Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, any of, Bethesda's games, they still have some load times when you're switching maps to go like indoors or something. But, even those aren't that bad.
Well, there's a big difference with those. They're doing instances, and they have to load custom profiles to show your character and all of that. So an instance thing, I understand, but you're talking 5 to 10 second load time there.
Yeah.
Not such a big deal anymore.
But even like with Red Dead or Grand Theft Auto, like there's no load time. Like there's load time to start the game, then that's it. That's all you get.
Right, but then, I mean, you can argue that Grand Theft Auto doesn't really have... Because if you play the actual game, if you're playing single player and not the multiplayer, then yes, there are quote-unquote load times for a couple things. But, it's not that bad. You're talking 3 to 5 seconds as they just render in your character, but they also limit your character customization to everything that they've previously rendered, so you can't really go out of bounds anyways.
Well, one of the things I noticed with like Grand Theft Auto, especially Grand Theft Auto 5, when you start the game up, there's a good amount of load time right there at the very, very beginning. But then once it's done doing its thing, you don't see another load screen like ever, really.
You do when you're transitioning between the missions in the houses and all of that. So when you do the free roam, you can do a lot of good stuff like that. But whenever you hit the mission where you're talking to your bitch one's a bitch, one's a wife, one's a girl type deal, could depend on which character you're playing. But yeah, it does transition from those. But again, they're only 3 to 5 second transitions, very minimal in GTA 5 from what I found. And I'm running off an M.2 as fast as I possibly can.
But in GTA, I mean, it's GTA, so aren't they all just bitches or hoes?
I hate bitches too muches. I don't know where I was going there. I had something in my head, but it sounded better up there.
That's okay. I started to get these messages on Discord, and I was like, what the Christ? Do they know that I'm in a podcast? And Selkie's like, Jameson tastes like a shot glass of bad decisions to me, so I'm going to drink more of it.
That is the most accurate description.
It's only a bad decision if you don't drink something with the Jameson.
That actually sounds like the most accurate description of Jameson I've ever heard of my entire life.
It really is. Jameson is a bottle of bad decisions, but you have a good time until the next morning. No, I mean, load times in games, though, not so bad anymore, right? Come on, we went from really, really crazy load times to solid states. Well, let's see. We had the 10,000 RPM Velociraptor drives by Western Digital, and it was like, wow, 7,200 RPM was fast. 10,000 RPM was destroying load times, and everybody was super excited about those. And then a little known company that was producing a Micron came out, and they were partnered with all the big companies. Samsung came out with I believe Samsung was first with the solid state drives, but they were Micron chips, and they just blew loading times out of the water. And ever since then, we've only tried to optimize solid state, always on technology for hard drives. And in the long run, I don't know. We still don't have the data from that. If I buy an old Western Digital Red or the Seagate equivalent of the Red NAS drives are, how long do they truly actually last? I have yet to burn through a solid state, but I have burned through multiple hard disk drives.
So I can tell you what's the company? Edge, I think, were the drives. The Edge 500 gigabytes will last a little under a year in a healthcare environment. The only reason I know that is because we had systems put in. Just under a year, we had to go and replace all the hard drives in every single one of them.
Yeah, but who the fuck is buying a company called Edge? You're buying from one of the three. You're buying Crucial, you're buying Intel, or you're buying Samsung.
No, I'm not buying any of those. I'm buying the one where I can't enunciate the name, and it came from like some weird province in China.
Oh, what was that? We saw the 2 terabyte solid state drives for $15 in Micro Center in that bargain bin, and they were just dumped in that bin.
So you just buy them all.
Like, damn, 2 terabytes for $15. Fuck yeah, this is a great deal. Limit 2 per customer.
Yeah, then you fire it up and you're like, oh, it has like a 15 megabyte per second transfer rate. Huh. Now I know why they're there.
Oh, yeah. Solid states are interesting. But the great part is, dear God, so I know the listeners can't see it, but behind me you see that white tower that is sitting there, right? That was Cecil's, Jesus Christ, Selkie's dad's tower. We swapped out the RAM for it, and then he had an old hard disk drive in it, and I was like, oh, fuck. Let me go on Amazon. I bought a 1 terabyte for $110, and it's one of the good Seagate ones Samsung ones that just blew everything out of the water. So it's now the girl's new computer because it's much more up to date than the old 2600K that I gave him.
Yeah, man. Hey, it works out. Well, You know what we didn't do? We didn't even go into State of Games. We've been sitting here rattling on forever.
I've been waiting. I mean,
Zyber, what's your State of Games?
So,
what's your State of Games, Zyber?
Well, other than the one game of Among Us that I did with God, yeah, I played game with God, and I lost. God won.
Gaming with God. We should make a segment.
Yeah, playing games with God, you never win. Then tonight I hopped into a little bit of Panzer Dragoon on the Switch. Finally came in from Limited Run, which was supposed to be done back in March. But yeah, they put that off because of COVID. Then the update released for it, and they're like, oh, we're going to redo the whole thing and include the update. And it's like, fuck, can't I just download it like every other game these days? But yeah, that's my state of games.
Nice. What about you, Damok? What's your state of games? Oh, nice. What's your state of games, Damok?
Well, I've played several games of Among Us, from the ones with God and Zyber to the ones in Josh's Discord. I've gone to his a little bit, and then a couple random games here or there with the kiddos' friends, and they're very interesting to play with. And
yeah, it was interesting playing Among Us with the kiddo and her boyfriend.
Oh yeah, it's Flightless and her boyfriend who keeps changing Discord names because I kept making fun of him for so long because his name was Dat Boy, like DATBOI, and I made fun of him too much. He finally changed his Discord name because Jesus, man, just see Jesus.
We're gonna call that a win.
That's why. Oops, sorry, Cecil.
No, I'm just gonna say we're gonna call that a win. Thank you for your service, Damok.
Yeah. When you're talking about that one game that we're playing, after the game, I changed both their names. One is Always Sus, and the other one is Just As Sus.
Oh yeah, and that was pretty funny. They were like, "How do we change our names back?" And I was like, "You can't. It's funny." They were having a good time. But other than that, I have I've had an MMO itch, and I've had an MMO itch for a really, really long time since I think quarantine started. And I was like, I really do not want to go back to World of Warcraft. I really don't. I'll end up sitting there and not enjoying it, but continually playing it. So instead, recently I checked out Final Fantasy XIV, and I did that whole free trial all the way. I did the Road to 70 server it's a free trial all the way to level 60, and you can level as many alts, from my understanding, all the way to 60, right? Even though level cap is 80 with the 2 extra expansions. I have been playing the shit out of Final Fantasy XIV, and this time I paid attention to the story and took my time, and I am truly and utterly loving the game, and I'm having a great time.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta actually spend some time and actually play a game, because I've been doing bite-sized gaming. Anything I've been playing for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I think the longest stint I had was, I was waiting for Bot at one of her dance classes, and I brought my Switch and I played Graveyard Keeper for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, my longest stint was the Extra Life. So up until then, it was very, very bite-sized.
Wait, Graveyard Keeper's on Switch now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought Graveyard Keeper literally on every iteration. It's on phone. Dude, it's on Android.
Wow. I will have to look it up on my phone because, it's a great computer game and I had fun doing it, but it seemed more like a Switch game or just, a quick mobile game to play overall. Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, and they just had a new expansion, like Game of Crones or something like that. A new DLC just came out for it fairly recently. That's the only reason I actually started playing it, because I saw it said, "Oh, new Graveyard Keeper DLC." I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy that, but I'll go play Graveyard Keeper for a little bit.
I think I'm only like 50% of the way through the first game, and I've never even touched the DLCs. So, yeah, it's a great game. I sink a lot of time into it right away, kind of like Stardew Valley, where I really, really enjoy it from the start and the get-go, and then after that, I'm like, wait, this other game has my attention.
Yeah, sometimes those games where they task you to death, it gets a little monotonous and boring, and you're like, all right, what's next?
Well, yeah, you start to play, and then you start to try to do things as efficiently as possible, and then you completely lose sight of what the hell you're doing.
Right? Oh, man, when I got fixated on adjusting all of the grades to the top that I possibly could and doing all the stone cutting and the headstones and all of the craziness, my graveyard is top freaking notch and it's amazing as shit, but yeah, I've neglected the rest of the story and I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh wait, I can farm stuff? Oh fuck me, I was supposed to farm stuff. I cannot progress from here until I do all this crazy farming. I'm like, shit.
Yep, like mine was fishing. I started on the computer and I was doing all this other stuff and got the graveyard going, got the cathedral, started getting all the stuff going. That's like, oh, by the way, you got to get me 3 superior fish fillets. I'm like, what the fuck? I got to what? So I go and start fishing. I'm like, fishing sucks.
The one thing that held me up was, I believe it was candles. I couldn't produce enough candles.
Oh yeah.
What a pain in the ass getting all the fat from the bodies, and you got to keep burying them, and then you want to keep your graveyard score up so that you don't want to bury them in a shitty way, so then you end up throwing them in the river for a while, but you don't get the points from the river throwing, and then Then
you got to make the crematorium, and then you got to keep all that wood, get the crematorium going. I mean, once you get some zombies going, that really opens some stuff up for you.
That is very true. Once you get the zombies going, it's an easier game to do the mundane task, except for collecting wood. That's still a pain in the ass.
Well, and then the big pain in the ass, though, is that once you get the zombies going, you start getting less and less of the research point stuff because your zombies are doing the stuff that you would get the red and green stuff for.
Oh, that's I download this program called Cheat Engine, and I go ahead and just
Shocker.
No, it is really fucking difficult to do the rest of it. And you're right. As soon as you get the zombies, you're like, finally, things are taken care of for the most part. But you want that next upgrade, and you got to realize I gotta do all this on my own.
Cheat engine, why not just WeMod?
I don't like WeMod. I have WeMod because there are a couple of games that I've played so many times that I honestly don't care about, and I cheat my way through to create different characters. WeMod's a little weird. Some of the stuff's free, some of it's paid. I'm not interested in paying their...
None of it's paid.
Oh yeah, dude, WeMod has a shit ton of paid stuff. So the guy...
No, only if you want to go pro. If you want to go pro, you pay for the membership, and you get coins to get games in line to be modded. Other than that, everything's free.
So with WeMod, the paid stuff, depending on who releases the quote-unquote trainer through WeMod, can disable or enable certain features with WeMod. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever done it because I've played with a lot of trainers for games that I have previously beat. I normally don't play with a trainer during the first playthrough, but I will absolutely cheat my way through the second playthrough just to get what I want to see how it is. I use Mr. Antifun quite a bit, and his trainers through WeMod, if you want to use the quick access keys and this and that and the other thing, you actually have to pay for the pro version, and I'm just not fucking doing it, dude. So I just look up through Cheat Engine.
So I used to actually would like some longer games, especially the longer PC games from forever ago, when I would play them and then I'd like stop playing them, never beat them. But I got to a certain point, I would go back, I would mod my save file like Wizardry, Bane of the Cosmic Forge, or Wizardry, the Crusader of Darkness. One of those, I would go in, I would edit my save so I was back to where I was with pretty much what I had. And then I'd start playing from there. That'd be about the best I'd use for trainers and stuff.
You're right. And that's what I've used my trainers for. Like, I normally sit down, play the game all the way through without any cheats or hacks or exploits or anything like that. But then when I go back, I'm like, fuck, man, it's been so long, but I really wanted to try this. I wanted to try that. And then I'll just create the characters so I can do it. And I have a lot of fun. The biggest one that I've truly done it to was when I was playing Diablo 2, and that was just because I wanted a level 99 character immediately to see what I could gear, what I could spec, how I could do it, and see what the best results were. And I would do it over and over and over and over again. But yeah, that's...
Ironically, the game that I did it with probably the most, probably one of the only games I ever actually did it with, was a series of games called Quest for Glory. So you started off in the first one, Quest for Glory, so you want to be a hero. And when you played through it, and this is actually where modern games came up with the idea, I believe. But when you played through it, you got a save at the end. And when you took that save, you'd play it in the next game and you'd load that up. All of your stats and all of your items, everything that you had in the first game, transfer over to the second game. And then the second game to the third game, and the third game to the fourth game. And they were really fun RPG / adventure games, because they were kind of point and click adventure games, but they had RPG elements to it. So like, for instance, when you started off, like, so you want to be a hero, you could start off being a fighter, a wizard, or a thief. Now, just because you were a fighter didn't mean that you couldn't learn magic, or just because you were a thief didn't mean you couldn't learn to, be strong. So what you do is you would start off as one, and then in the next game, you could actually choose to change your profession if you want. They gave you the buffs for those other skills. But, you could just sit there and pick locks for 2 hours straight and max out your lock picking stat for that game. And then when you get to the next game, you're already at level 200 or whatever for it. And you could just go break into almost anything until you get to the later stages of that game where things are a little bit harder. But yeah, so there was Quest for Glory, so you want to be a hero, then Quest for Glory Trial by Fire. The third game was supposed to be Shadows of the Moon or something, but it ended up being Wages of War. And then the fourth game was the Shadow of the Moon or Shadow of something. And then the fifth game was Dragonfire or something like that. And the fifth game in that series is the only one I haven't actually beaten. Because they went, everything else was, I want to say, the 2D cartoonish graphics. But then when they went to the fifth game, they made them more CG looking, look more like the early 3D models. Didn't look good. But yeah, you could like fight, you could actually get in fights with all sorts of different things. Like in the second game, I remember you'd get in a fight with these huge scorpions in the middle of the desert or bandits. In the first game, you fought like panthers and trolls and shit like that. Honestly, they're really fun games to go through because they've got a really funny story to go along with it. It's basically making fun of, those hero adventure games. It was a typical Sierra game, a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor. But really, really fun, really entertaining games.
Man, I miss the old Sierra games.
Oh, yeah.
I really do.
Dude,
My
Space
God.
Quest, Police Quest,
The
Quest
Police
for Glory.
Quest was good. Bullfrog that was with Sierra for a while. They did the theme hospital. They did the theme park games.
Oh,
Man,
King's Quest.
Sierra. King's Quest
was amazing.
was there. All of those good old Sierra games. Like, for the original Diablo, Sierra Studios did the expansion. And it was the Hellfire expansion, right? It was all Sierra Studios. It was officially licensed, but it was never a Blizzard game. Yeah. It was great. I really fucking miss the old Sierra games.
Yeah, man.
We should go back to those.
Yeah, they did a remake of King's Quest, which was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. It played more like a Telltale game than it did a King's Quest game.
Did they keep the tongue-in-cheek?
They kept a lot of the humor, but the humor was more, what's the best way to describe it? More accessible humor. So there was a lot of, like in the original Sierra games, there was a lot of really witty humor that just was, I can remember playing the games as a kid and jokes happened that I just didn't get until I was an adult and I went, oh, that's what that meant. One of those type of things. It's like
I felt that the humor in the game was very virgin on the dad joke side.
Yeah, but like Sierra did have a lot of those dad style jokes. It's wasn't that they were bad. They were just it just was a different time and a different, like Leisure Suit Larry. Like that set of games done by Sierra. That was a set of games that was just hands down funny games. Like literally, it's Leisure Suit Larry in the land of the lounge lizard. The whole point to the game is you're trying to have sex. That's it. You're just trying to get laid.
So good. Good, though.
Oh my God, the mini games in those games.
Dude, I just remember...
the whole quest to have sex in Leisure Suit Larry was way better than actually having sex in the entire game. It was fucking phenomenal. And then they had a couple remakes after that, and then what was the newest one? They didn't do
remakes. They actually made new games. Like they remade the first game once, but then they actually continued the series on. So they had the first game came out and it was in really bad pixely graphics. Then they did an updated VGA version, and they actually did an updated VGA version of Quest for Glory, the first one as well. And then I think they made Leisure Suit Larry 2. Then I think they skipped either 3 or 4. I can't remember which game they actually skipped, but there's no actual game there. And then they had they made some modern games, Leisure Suit Larry, Magnum Cum Laude.
There you go. That one was a great game and has a hidden gem in it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I could remember there was a hidden gem where you could play the original, which was also remade, not in 3D graphics, but it was tucked away in there.
Well, the one that I remember that was really, really funny was Cruisin' for Love. I think that was maybe that was the 4th game or the 5th game, but Leisure Suit Larry goes onto a cruise ship to try to get banged. All the females in it were basically spoofs. Like they were spoofs of actual actresses. Like instead of Drew Barrymore, it was Drew Barrymore.
Yep. No, that was Summa Cum Laude. Or Summa Cum Laude, or whatever.
No, that was Cruisin' for Love. That was Cruisin' for Love. I'll put money on that.
No. I'm saying Cruisin' for Love. It was very similar to the.
Yes.
It was a Summa Cum Laude.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yes.
And it was a great game. Like I remember playing that. It was just absolutely for fun. There was none of the girls you could actually legitimately be attracted to. And if you were, you kind of got different issues because they're not even hentai good. But it was like, all right, it was fun as shit. And you had the piss meter for all the games that you were playing.
Yep, because you drank too much.
Yeah, so fun, man.
Dude,
we gotta go back to those games.
There were two scenes that I remember from those games that just always make me laugh every time I think about them. The one in Cruising for Love, you get into your estate room, which is literally a closet. It's like a janitor's closet with a toilet in it. And you go there, and when you go to the bathroom, you pick up the toilet paper, and he describes the toilet paper being as like hard as sandpaper. Well, later on, you find a pair of dice. Well, you take the toilet paper and the dice and you put them together and you get a pair of shaved dice so that are weighted. Then you go play craps with your shaved dice and you win money. And that's how you actually get to bang one of the chicks, because you win money off the shaved dice, which you shaved them with the toilet paper from your stateroom.
Yep, they took definite notes from the army and that toilet paper army. Well,
and then there was
the
one
toilet
scene,
paper that the army gives you.
And there's one scene in the original game where you go to the prostitute, or you're going to go to the prostitute, but you don't have a condom. So you got to drive, you catch a taxi.
Candy bar.
You go down to the convenience store, you pick up a box of wine for the bum outside, and you go and ask for a condom. And they ask you all these questions. Like, they're like, do you want rib? Do you want this? Do you want a Magnum? Do you want a regular reservoir tip? No. And you answer like 30 questions. And then at the end, the guy like literally screams it out. So you want a boom boom, and he lists out all the things that you just answered. And he goes, condom, with a big exclamation mark. And then you see all these people come out of the woodwork, because you look and it looks like there's nobody in the store. All these people's heads come out of the woodwork and go, you pervert.
Now, is that from the original? Because I never got to fuck in the original. And I'm like, God damn it.
That's the original. Actually, one of the first things that you need to do is you go and you actually pay for a prostitute. But before you pay for it, so you go, if you just go and bang the prostitute, then you jump out the window, all of a sudden as he's starting to walk down the street, he starts itching his crotch, and then he just dies of a venereal disease right on the street.
So I remember playing it, and it was always with a group of my friends, and it was like his dad's save game. And it was like, okay, and we're always trying to get there, because like, yeah, fuck yeah, we could never get there. I didn't know you could actually get the condom and bang the girl.
That's way at the beginning. That's like the first thing you do. You get dropped off out in front of the bar, and like you don't even go into the bar. You go down to the street. You go down to the corner store and you pick up a condom and a box of wine. And then the box of wine goes to the bum outside. And I forgot what the bum gives you.
Yeah, a bunch of 13-year-old boys trying to figure out how that game works. Mm-hmm. Doesn't work so well.
The game was fantastic. Well, hey, before we get too off kilter here, I just realized, and it's been a while, but we actually have a question. Damok put in there back at the beginning of the month, and we have not actually answered it since. So I guess we're going to answer one of the Asher questions. So the question, actually from Damok, is, would you rather suck one dick 10 times or 10 dicks one time? And why? So I guess we'll just go around the room on this one. Zyber.
1 for 10, buddy.
1 for 10. Why?
Why? Because, you don't have to worry about anything else on those other 9.
Yay!
Hey, $20 is $20.
So you're looking for a relationship. I get it. Okay. What about you, Damok?
All right, listen, if I'm going to suck one dick 10 times, that automatically assumes that I'm gay and I'm in that relationship. But if I have to suck 10 dicks one time, I'd rather suck 10 dicks one time and be like, you know what? Fuck it. It's just something I have to do and I'm done.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go this route. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to make sure I get it done right. I'm sucking 10 dicks 10 times. So I'm just going straight for it. Because you know what? By the end of it, I am going to be a dick-sucking master.
True story, dude. And like, you know what you could do is instead of getting $20, you can get a fucking crack rock. That crack rock can be split down. We can cut it up a little bit more. We can make a bigger profit off it across the board.
Screw that. I'm going to go be a fluffer for some porn star. Be like, hey, yeah, I sucked 30 dicks last week. Come on, man. I can make sure you get it. Let's do this.
And you just made $5,000. Look at that.
Bam. No, if I had to, I think I'd
boy.
I think I'd do 10. I'd do the 10 once.
Yeah, I
Just
would
to get some
honestly
variety.
do 10 dicks one time because there's that's not commitment, right? I'm good to go. There's no commitment there. It is what it is. I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
You know, your
Zyber,
roommate that's like super jacked and super intimidating comes into your room, whips out and says, "Look, I'll pay your side of the rent, but you got to pay the rent."
Now, see, this
Lost
is where
it
I'm
out.
getting worried, man. Zyber, that's a little too personal, bro. Like, it kind of sounds like you had that dude who was like, listen, bitch, I'm going to pay the rent. Zip.
Hey, you do what you got to do when you're about to be homeless.
I can relate.
I've been homeless before, but honestly, sucking dick was never the answer unless I can get enough crack, and turns out that
Dude,
can't get
when you
enough
have a infinity pool and a beautiful view of the ocean, you'd suck that dick too.
Actually, I wouldn't even need the ocean view. Just the infinity pool, I think, would be worth it.
No, I have to have both the infinity pool and the view of the ocean and it has to be on the West Coast because I want actual waves. None of this East Coast bullshit that I have to deal with where there are no actual waves.
Well, on the dick sucking note, Damok, where can people find you at?
Dude, I am always sucking dick in the G.N.A. Discord, like constantly. I'm at the top of the list because I suck so much dick. You can always find me there.
Yeah, his Patreon's overflowing for dick sucking.
Yeah, let's not mention that because that's a hustle job on the side, brah. If you want to see some dick pics and me sucking some dick, that's on Reddit, baby, but I ain't going to tell you where it's from.
Reddit? What are you talking about? That's on your fans only.
Whoa. Don't be fucking spraying that, man. I got to hook those bitches, man. They go to the Reddit, they see some free pics, they subscribe to my OnlyFans, they get, a little bit better. I'm doing good here. Don't fuck with my hustle.
Yeah, you can contact them through Grindr.
True story. Grindr is the best thing that I've used so far.
What about you, Zyber? Where can people find you at?
You can find me exclusively on the G.N.A. Discord. Occasionally, I do hit the Twitterverse. I no longer have any of the Zyber game stuff, really. That's all down. If you paid attention to anything up until the Extra Life thing, there's stuff that's happening in my personal life that's changing all that stuff. So, yeah, just hit the Discord.
Rock on. And I am Cecil Xavier, your host. You can find me on Cecil vs. Games on Twitter, Cecil Xavier everywhere else. And I do mean everywhere. If I'm not there, let me know where I'm not, and I'll sign up there.
Yeah, if you need anything else, just look for Man Without Pants, and you'll find Cecil.
Probably. That is accurate. We hope you enjoyed the show. G.N.A, Games, Nerds, and Alcohol. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Reviews help people find the show, so if you enjoy listening to us, let other people know. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play Music, Podcast Addict, Player FM, Stitcher, Spreaker, MyTuner, Your Listen, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and a whole bunch of other places. If we aren't someplace, let us know. We'll upload there.
You can also follow us on Twitter or Facebook by searching at G.N.A Podcast. You can also join our Discord chat. Just see the pinned tweet.
We do a game show night every first Saturday of every month on Mixer at www.mixer.com/G.N.A podcast.
And join us every second Saturday of the month for Horror Movie Night, hosted by Zyberblood.
We want to thank Morgan BS Photography for our artwork and logo. Check him out at morganbs.com.
And please email us at GNApodcast@GNA in your DNA.1 with all your questions, comments, or death threats. We would love to hear from you. And last but not least, please be sure to check out our website at
I'm gonna eat some Hooters wings, Daytona, naked. I don't get to see Hooters, and I'm a little sad. .com or G.N.A.
And that was Selkie looking back at him like, what the fuck, dude?
For 2 seconds when he said he didn't get to see Hooters, I thought she was going to turn around and flash, and I'm like, I was about to be like, dude, she's on camera. Tell her she's on camera.
Dude, I thought she was gonna flash me too, but yeah, hopefully she knew she was on camera.
Have a great night, guys.
Oh
You
man,
too,
it's been
brother. Have a good one.
fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining.